Welcome back. We've got April Flagg, Executive Director of Aroostook Aspirations. We're continuing our discussions on SAT month, and today we're going to focus on the writing portion.
Right. No pun intended.
Yeah. And so why don't we let our audience know, first of all, how the scoring mechanism kind of works?
It's a good idea. So the SAT has a scoring mechanism of 2,400 points. That's a perfect score. There are 3 sections: math, critical reading, and writing. Each are worth 800 points.
All right, and so what does this writing exam, what does it actually mean for the students after, completing it and getting their grade and such?
So when you take the writing exam, there are 2 sections. There's one section that's multiple choice, and there's another section that's a 25-minute essay. So there's a multiple choice section that covers things like sentence corrections and paragraph improvements, and then there's this essay where they give you a prompt and you have to respond to it.
Okay, and now let's kind of talk about the preparation part for this. I know we kind of discussed some nutrition and sleep and all that stuff. What else, preparation for writing, do they need to do?
Well, especially for the multiple choice, the best thing for them to do is to practice. There are tons of websites on the internet that offer like the play tests where you can kind of get used to the question style. One of the things that students don't do enough of is read those questions because they're very different from the ones that you are used to taking in school. And there's a website, SAT has an actual website, and they have free practice tests right on there.
Worst case scenario, and I know this has happened to a lot of friends of mine, you get that exam, you sit there, you're about to write, but then your mind goes blank. Yes. How do you avoid that nightmare scenario?
That is an incredibly common fear. The students who emailed me this week constantly talked about the fear of going blank or not being able to relate to a specific prompt. So whenever I talk about the SAT writing with my students, I would always say to them, have a plan B. And what does plan B mean? It means to check and see that there are things that you know more about than other things. For example, choose your favorite novel or choose your favorite poem. If it was me, I'd use F. Scott Fitzgerald and I would use Emily Dickinson. I know Fitzgerald's work, I know Emily Dickinson's work, and more importantly, they are very wide and broad authors. So their kinds of style of writing can fit multiple prompts.
So it sounds like content of the essay is very important.
It is, and a lot of students think, well, I have to be perfect in grammar. They're going to check my grammar. Well, they are going to check your grammar, but you don't have to be perfect. The scorers know you've got 25 minutes and that's all.
All right, and so I would take it, practice makes perfect in this type of situation.
Practice does make perfect. So sit down with a buddy, take a prompt, go on the internet and look for the common prompts. Practice, score each other, give each other some improvement tips. It's a great way to practice for that SAT. The most important part is to practice that 25-minute deadline.
And you can help people out with tips and such. How do they contact
Absolutely.
you for that?
So go ahead and jump online to www.govanfund.org. You can go to WAGM this week. There's a little link right there, and it will take you to this video, and it will also take you to a PDF that I'll prepare for students, including some very common prompts.
Well, there you have it. Thanks again for joining us, April Flagg. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to April Loveland now for a quick look at the weather before we go to break.